If you want to read about the biggest thoughts there are in a hentai manga from the early to mid 2000s, then this one might please you, otherwise you can fuck right off. The first and main chick is Nana. She is the main character and thus the thought, but she will experience everything there is, so variety is guaranteed. Then we have her stepdaughter Mika, who is a lesbian and hates men. Obviously she does not get to ride the pipe, even though she almost did, but she loves to ride toys instead. Then we have this maid that not only looks like a younger version of Nana, but is also called Nana. But no, her story has nothing to do with the main one. Then we have this nameless one. She is the mistress of maid Nana, and of course she will ride the pipe. Now let's get to the story. Nana is our main character here, but to not confuse her with this Nana, I will call this one maid Nana and the main one simply Nana. So Nana gets married to a widowed man with 2 kids, which are barely younger than herself. She feels happy and all that crap and finally gets to experience the almighty pipe for the first time. Yeah, she was a virgin up until that point. However, since her husband is a businessman, he has to go on a trip not long after their honeymoon. But not long after she leaves, his kids create problems. Well, quite understandable actually, because, well, you know, stepmother enters the family and they need to know each other first. You know. Well, if you have or are a stepmother yourself, or a stepfather even, then maybe you know what I'm talking about. Mika, the younger kid, basically rejects Mana and Toshihiko barely pays attention to her. Even though Nana made a nice breakfast and just wants to be a good mother. As a side note, Toshihiko is basically a shut-in while Mika still goes to school. I assume high school. Mika leaves and Toshihiko returns to his man cave. In the house, of course, while Nana tries to keep the house nice and clean, like a good wife should. But suddenly she starts to miss her husband, Masato, and remembers what he did to her that special night. Yeah, the pipe riding. She gets horny, which is fine actually, but instead of going to her bedroom and play with herself over there, she just does it in the middle of the living room for whatever reason. She is not all that smart, huh? Because do you remember who was still in the house? Toshihiko, of course, and he hears and sees what Nana was doing to herself. As expected, she will get some shut-in pipe. And obviously, even though she goes all, "No, please, no!" in the beginning, in the end she goes, "Oh, onegai!" He pipes her in every hole she has for a while, but Toshihiko is not the only one that should have his fun, right? Let's go to Mika then. Nana was supposed to buy something for Toshihiko with a coat on. Yeah, just guess what kind of dress she has underneath. Come on, take a guess. On her way, she finds Mika surrounded by a few college dudes, at least I assume they are in college, that want to have some fun. Remember that Mika is a lesbian? So no pipe riding. At least as long as it isn't the real pipe. But if it's rubber pipe, then it's fine. Man, lesbians are fucking weird. Whatever. Nana coincidentally sees what's going on and saves Mika's day. So no real pipe for Mika. But instead Nana gets them all. Yes, right there in an alley. Nana gets 3 pipes inside to save Mika, but we all know that she enjoyed it a lot. At this point it should be more than obvious that Nana is addicted. Mika and Nana return home and Nana takes a bath, wondering why Toshihiko has not come out of his room recently to pipe her. You see, she misses the pipe that much. Mika comes in to take a bath as well. She thanks Nana for saving her, and here is the point where she reveals that she hates men and likes chicks. Mika starts to play around with Nana and we move on because we already know what's gonna happen. Since Toshihiko is a shut-in, his father employed a tutor for him called Inoue. And even though he visits him every day, Toshihiko refuses to even leave his room. But no worries, Inoue is about to get his pipe cleaned. After he is done, he invites some friends as well, so they can also have their fun. While Nana discovered a while back that she is a thought, the group sex with Inoue's friends is the point where she actually loses her mind. And yes, Toshihiko finally leaves his room as well for some cleaning. You know, pipe cleaning. At the same time, finally Masato is returning home, and when he enters his house and sees his wife in a completely destroyed state, he just goes, "Leave my house before I call the police." You know, because simply kicking Inoue's ass is too much work. Whatever. In that blank state Nana was in, she just wants some pipe, and now takes her chance with Masato's pipe. However, his pipe is the one that brings Nana back to her senses. So in the end, he has some kind of magical pipe down there. Finally, it's all good though. Masato will never leave Nana alone again. Nana is back to being a housewife. She is still a thought. And miraculously, Mika suddenly doesn't hate all men. And even Toshihiko decides to go back to school. Or college or whatever, I don't know. You see guys, that magical pipe saved the day, all of a sudden. So if some chick has a problem, or your kids have some kind of problem, just give your chick your magical pipe, and it's all good. You saved the day. Those were 9 chapters with Nana and her pipe adventures, but there are still a few pages left. In this short chapter, the last one, we get Maid Nana. Now sure, Nana dresses as a naked maid as well in the final chapter, but her job was not being a maid. But the job of this Nana is being a maid. Man, the mangaka could have named her something else to avoid confusion. Whatever. She starts talking with this dude and tells him the story of what happened in the previous night. Why? Because he was so drunk that he did not remember anything. So seemingly, since she was a bad maid, she was strapped onto a pole in the middle of the street, completely naked. That was fucking bizarre. But since he saved her, saved in quotations, in his drunk state I wonder how he even managed to do that, she now wants him to be her master. But obviously she is really clumsy and can't do anything at all, outside of riding the pipe of course. And she does ride the pipe until her mistress finds her and interrupts the action. What a fucking bitch. But Maid Nana doesn't want to go back, so the mistress challenges the dude. Whoever makes Maid Nana come first wins. Okay, challenge accepted. The dude wins, but he is not done because somebody needs to learn a lesson. So yes, the mistress also gets to ride the almighty pipe. Finally, for whatever reason, the mistress and 2 of her maids decide to live together with the dude and the maid Nana. Man, that was a lot, but hey, there is plenty of action and variety in this manga, so whatever your thing is, it might be here. Well, maybe not excessive toys or some other weird shit. But hey, from my end, it was satisfying. But Mika herself could have gotten a bit more fun. Sure, I get that Nana is the main character, but still Mika needed the pipe as well. But hey, it's all good. Nana was fine as well. Her face is a bit weird though, but so is the one from Mika. Maybe their faces are not the issue, but the hair. I don't know what it is, there's something weird about it. Sure, this manga is from 2005, but still. However, their bodies are nice. Even the one from the mistress as well in the extra chapter. Maid Nana was a bit off because she almost entered lolly territory, and that's not really my thing. But if it's yours, go ahead. But at the same time, the last chapter was also the most entertaining one because it had comedy in it, which worked quite well. The main story with Nana didn't have any kind of comedy at all, but it would feel somewhat misplaced if it did. Overall though, I enjoyed it quite a bit and it's easily mid-tier. Mangaka Yanagi Yuki did a good job actually.